Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Black Olive. I'm Victoria, and today we're going to be making pizza with former mayor and current lieutenant governor candidate, Levar Stoney. I don't know about you, but I am so excited and I'm hungry. So let's go. Hey, welcome to the Black Olive.
Thank you, Victoria. This is my first time I've ever made pizza before, at least supervised pizza. I've never, I've made pizza at home, but it's the pizza that you make at home, toast, tomato sauce, some cheese from the bag cheese, the Kraft bag cheese. This is gonna be a little bit more elaborate, a little bit different, I think. Right, Josiah?
All right, and then so today we are making one of Black Olive's most highly requested pizza, the wire, right? All right, Josiah, tell us what's on the wire. Why is it so good?
Wire starts with the cream sauce. On top of that, we'll put mozzarella. Get some lump crab right here.
There we go.
And we'll add some Old Bay on top. Throw it in the oven.
Simple as that.
And this is the most requested.
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
Yep, 10 out of 10 all the time. That's what we hear. All right, Josiah, go ahead and show us how it's done.
All right, cool. So we're going to take our cream sauce right here. Make sure you leave enough room on the crust.
And Josiah, is this considered a thin crust pizza or?
Yes.
Okay.
After we do that, we're going to grab some cheese here.
So a healthy handful,
Yes.
and keep the cheese inside.
White sauce.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure we leave a crust. Keep it about into it. Now, then we'll add our lump crab. Generous amount.
Generous, okay.
I was gonna say, don't be shy with that
Yes.
crab. Not
Well,
a
some people
Black
eat the crab
Olive.
first and then be like, all I got is mozzarella left.
All right. Touch a little bit.
Generous,
Yes.
Absolutely.
that's the only way.
And then we'll pop this into the oven.
Okay.
That's how you made it white.
All right.
There we go. All right, Levar, how you feeling? You ready?
It's a lot of pressure. I just saw Josiah do his thing and I gotta essentially mimic that. So
Yeah.
I'm with a professional here. So I feel the pressure,
All right.
but I think I can do it.
Yeah?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
All right, so let me take the cream sauce. And Josiah said, be generous with this as well. We're gonna do 2 scoops here.
There you go. There you go.
All right. I don't know if I can.
How's he looking, Josiah?
Josiah had it perfect.
Well, there are perfections in our imperfections, right?
I mean, it's gonna go down the same way. But visually, I wanted to look. Is that good? That's good? Okay. I'm gonna go with the mozzarella. That might be too much. That's a lot.
I don't know about you, but
You can't throw it back once,
no.
This ain't like fishing. You gotta go with it. So, all right. Now, this is where I really want to be generous with the crab. Yeah, this is a hefty pizza.
What you think, Josiah? Did he put enough?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what y'all do here? I need one more? Oh, see? Y'all need to get the wire because they ain't skimming on the crab. you know, you go places sometimes, you're like, is that all the shrimp we get?
Right.
That 3 shrimp? How about that?
That's good.
Okay, all right. And then generous with the Old Bay. Now, you know we love our Old Bay. Oh,
There you go. Don't be shy.
now some folks probably, this is a sodium issue right here, but I guarantee it's gonna taste good.
All worth it.
Mine is a little heftier than Josiah's was. We didn't ask any.
All right, Levar. So I know a lot of people know about you, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe something that we don't know.
Something about myself that people may not know. Well, people know that I've been the mayor. People know that I'm running for lieutenant governor. But I always like to take folks back a little bit. You know, born to a couple of teenagers. I grew up in York County, Yorktown, Virginia. Went to Tab High School. Me and my brother, we shared a room most of my upbringing. We were both very competitive. I'll admit my brother was a better athlete than I was. I was better in the classroom. He will admit all those things. But my grandmother raised me. And my grandmother was from South Carolina. And she was Gullah Geechee. And so we did things like we ate rice every day.
Absolutely.
My grandmother, you know, she was religious, spiritual, and she taught us, you know, just the values that I live with, you know, I live today, you know, like, you know, hard work and to believe in the Lord, act right.
Keep going, I guess.
You know, my father also, he lived with us for a part of the time, but also my father lived like 100 yards away. And so we were never going to leave my grandmother, right? Like my father came to us one time and was like, hey, you know, I'm about to move to Newport News. I'm about to move to Hampton. Y'all coming with me? And we were like, nah, we're not leaving grandma. And we also not leaving our friends as well. So, you know, my upbringing was, you know, at times it was rough, but at the time we didn't know it was rough.
Exactly.
Right? We just thought, you know, we're having a great childhood. We're having fun.
Yep.
We got a good school we're going to. And, you know, we were just growing up.
Exactly.
Just
Taking
growing
it
up.
day by day.
Taking
You're
it
not
day
paying
by day.
attention to any of that.
It was fun. You know, I look back at it and I have no regrets, nothing I would do over, because I am who I am today because of the experiences I had then. And so growing up in a home where my grandmother raised us on a Social Security check, I always remind folks, I was like my uncle says I was like financial planner for the family. At like 8 years old,
The whole family.
they had me filling out the checks every month.
Really?
Yes.
At 8 years
So
old?
Virginia Power, Virginia Natural Gas, the rent.
Yeah.
And so once the check was deposited, the Social Security check, my job was to fill out the checks for my grandmother.
Yep.
She would sign.
Yep.
I would take the check, put it in a proper envelope, and send it off.
Oh.
And sometimes I wasn't paying attention, and I'll put the wrong check in the wrong. And back in the day, I thought Virginia Power and Virginia, you know, Gas would talk to one another, and they'd be like, "No, we didn't get your check." And I was like, "Oh, my bad." And my grandma was like, "We're gonna have electricity cut off because you're not paying attention.
It's hilarious.
Pay attention, boy." And I
That's
was like,
hilarious.
all right.
You
So
thought they were gonna call him up like, hey, I got this extra
yeah,
money.
no, they don't do that.
I'm gonna send it your way.
They don't do
No,
that.
That's not how it works.
And so at 11 years old, 12 years old, I'm stressing out because I put the wrong check.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
listen.
But you know what? You know, even though I know my grandmother's stressed out sometimes, she's worried about whether or not we're gonna have enough for dinner, we got through.
Yeah.
We made it.
Look at you now.
You know, we made it. And so I would not ever change anything. That's who I am, and
Exactly.
it's the reason why I do what I do.
Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your current family.
Well, I'm a father and a husband. And so before even being a candidate for lieutenant governor or being the mayor, what matters most to me right now is my family. And my daughter is 14 months. Her name is Sunday.
I love that.
And then my wife is Brandy. And we live in Churchill together. And so we got a little small family. And they're my pride and joy. And they're the reason why I do what I do today. You know. And it's I wanted to be a father, but I never knew it was going to happen. You know, you never can predict it or whatever. And so to now be 14 months into fatherhood and parenthood, it's a cool feeling. I love coming home after a long day of travel in Virginia, and then no matter what someone says about me, no matter whether good, bad, or indifferent, when I walk through that door, I got a little girl smiling right back at me, and
It's the best.
it's the best feeling.
It's you cannot compare it to anything else.
You cannot. And if you haven't done it, if you want a kid, you should do that. But having someone who just having family, just having your back, I think is the most awesome feeling, right?
Absolutely.
Right, my wife is always letting me know that you got this, stay focused, continue to work hard, don't get a big head. And, she keeps me grounded. They keep me grounded.
I love that. So as a new-ish father, what's something that you have learned that no one could have prepared you for?
I would say fatherhood, parenthood is hard.
It's hard.
It is hard.
And they tell you, but you don't know until you're in the thick of it.
My parents had me when they were 18 and 16. Dad was 18, mother was 16.
Yeah. I'm 44.
I can't even fathom that these teenagers, and we got through it, right? And so sometimes, I'm always like, if they could do it, I had some help from my grandmother, but if they could do it, we can definitely do this.
Absolutely.
And so when the days are hard, I'm always thinking you know what? We can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's what you want to do, and you just make it happen no matter what.
Parenthood is not about perfection, right? No, there's no perfect person. There's no perfect parent.
Doesn't exist.
That does not exist. And you know what? It's about love, right? Unconditional love. Me loving her, and me loving my family, and them loving us. That's what this is about. That's what it's about. And I now don't know who I would be if I didn't have them.
Exactly.
Really wouldn't.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Now I'm dying to know, who are your top 5 hip hop artists from Virginia? From Virginia. Yes. We're keeping it to Virginia.
Wow. Let me think for a second. I don't want to take too much time. No particular order?
No particular order, no.
Thank you. That's the out for us politicians sometimes, no particular order.
They're all great, so yeah.
Well, I grew up in Hampton Roads, right? So I got a lot of Richmond peeps who, I grew up in Hampton Roads. So, no particular order. Missy Elliott.
Got to.
Let's see. Pusha. Gotta go with my man Skills. Gotta go RV. Gotta go Richmond on
Hometown legend, have to.
Like I said, no particular order. I'm just coming off the head with this. Timbaland, not for his lyrics, but for his beats. For his beats.
Man has hits.
Yeah, he got real hits. And the collaborations with so many different artists, from Jay-Z to, how about, gotta go with Pharrell. Gotta add Pharrell in there.
I was hoping you were gonna say.
Yeah, come on now. I'm not crazy. I'm not silly. Come on. Yeah, I would add Pharrell too. But we got a lot of talent here in Virginia.
Yeah.
We got a lot of talent, and whether in the Richmond market or in Hampton Roads, we got a lot of talent. I think sometimes folks don't know that we have more than just athletes.
Right.
We got a lot of great athletes who come out of Virginia, but we also got a lot of great artists as well. And so I think folks sometimes they sleep on Richmond, they sleep on Virginia in general, on sort of the talent that we have coming out of here, not just simply for athletics, but also for music as well.
Absolutely. It runs deep here, and people forget that, like you said.
Well, I think here in Richmond particularly, I think we continue to cultivate an environment, an ecosystem where we can still see hip hop artists, we see people with spoken word, we got folks with the visual arts. I mean, we got it all here in Richmond. So, but Richmond is also doing this thing, with artisans as well, those who are in the kitchen as well, creating, all these dishes in the cuisine. Black Olive, they doing their thing in the kitchen as well. And so, and with the drinks as well.
Yes.
What did you get?
This is the Golden Melody.
Okay.
Delicious.
Okay.
What'd you get?
You know, I'm a old-fashioned person.
Okay.
So normally I ask for old-fashioned, but this is similar to old-fashioned. It's the Dungeon family.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Well, cheers to that. Cheers.
Ah,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
That looks good.
That's what I'm talking.
Little pesto at the end.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right, so I think this is my pizza.
This is your pizza,
This is my
Levar.
pizza.
So it is time to see like what you were really working with back there.
Grab the plates. Grab the plates. This is Stoney's version of The Wire. No. You can. I got a pretty good idea you're gonna like it because Black Olive does their thing, and it looks delicious. What did I say? What, bon appetit? Something like
Bon
that?
appetit.
All right.
Are you a folder or, oh, nope, you're not a folder. I'm a folder.
Mmm. Real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Real deal.
Oh, that's good. You taste that.
Y'all gotta get this.
Taste that Old Bay and that mozzarella. All right. So as we're eating this pizza, it had me thinking, what's like that fondest memory you have relating to pizza?
Fondest memory I have relating to pizza. I would say, so back in the day, you know, when you are living on a finite budget, you don't have a lot of money, pizza was a treat.
Right. Absolutely.
And so my dad, one time, I can remember this like it's yesterday, he bought me my own pizza.
Like a whole box?
A whole pizza. I was like
Like your
probably
own?
like no more than 7, 8 years old.
That's what the
And it
kids
was like-
call big bag.
Yeah. I was like 7, 8 years old, and I was like, he was like, yeah, this pizza's for you. It was like a medium, but for an 8-year-old, that's a big pizza. And I was like, this is all mine? He was like, all yours. And he like sat across from me and watched me eat that pizza. And he was like, I said, what you looking at? You want some? He was like, nah, I just like seeing you eat. And I thought that memory is kind of like burned into my memory because I think he just enjoyed being able to provide, right? And also see me just enjoy it as well. And so, yeah, that's my history with pizza.
Did you eat the whole thing? You ate the whole
Oh
box?
yeah, I ate the whole thing. What you think I want to do? I didn't want my brother to wake up and have, you know how it is. When you have siblings, you're like, this is just for me. This is a treat for me. So I ate it up.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. So here at the Black Olive, obviously we take ingredients very seriously. What are the top 3 ingredients to success from you?
For me,
For you.
personally,
Mm-hmm.
number 1, it has to begin with hard work. Are you willing to put in the work?
Right.
I always say, when you're not working hard, you have to expect that your opposition is working 5 times harder. So you better come to work every day, ready to work. And, I grew up in a home where I saw hard work every day, whether it's my grandmother always put it in work, in the house, or my father who worked multiple jobs, construction, landscaping, he was a custodian. He was never afraid of hard work. And so hard work has to be the number 1 ingredient. Number 2, passion. You know what, don't do something you're not passionate about, and people can tell when you don't love what you do.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
Find something you love and that you're passionate about, and it's gonna come through. I think when I'm out on the campaign trail, a lot of times people can see I love what I get to do, right? I love that I'm able to be a part of public service and make a difference in my community, make a difference in my state. I think that matters. And number 3, have integrity in what you do, right? I think that's really important because, I just think that integrity has to be like, are you doing the right things when people aren't watching?
Right.
Right? And that's a sign of character.
Yes.
And in this environment with Donald Trump, being in the White House again, we know a person who just lacks character. And I think that character still matters. It has to matter.
Absolutely.
Because we're modeling for not just our family and our kids, but an entire generation that's coming up behind us. And so hard work, integrity, and have some passion.
I love it. Absolutely.
It's gotten me through.
Yep. Perfect. Wonderful. Well, I have had so much fun getting to talk to you, watching you make pizza, getting into hip hop.
It's been a day.
Absolutely. It's been a day enjoying these good drinks.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you would want our viewers to know?
I want people to know to vote, and I'm hoping I can earn their support as well. There's an election, a primary on June 17th for Lieutenant Governor. Polls are already open. You can early vote between now and June 14th, but then you can vote on the day of June 17th. And so I'm hoping to earn your support to be the next Lieutenant Governor here in Virginia.
Absolutely.
Your support as well.
Oh, you have my support. You have my support. Don't you worry about that. After this pizza especially, you have my support.
Thank you.
Don't you worry about that. And I think you will have plenty of others as well.
Appreciate that.
No problem. All right.